Welcome back to QC Life. A huge honor for two local chefs and a mixologist. Plus, tickets are on sale now for a very big food celebration. Kristen Weil with Unpretentious Palate is here this morning for 3 courses, 3 things happening in Charlotte's culinary scene that you need to know about. Good morning to you, my friend.
Good
How are you?
morning. I'm great. Happy to be here.
So we love it when you stop by, and let's talk about some really phenomenal people in our community that are getting recognized. The James Beard semifinalists. We talked about again a mixologist, chefs. Tell us about that and why it's interesting and unique this time around.
Yeah, so something that I think a lot of people don't know is that it's actually becoming harder in a lot of ways to become a James Beard Award semifinalist. A couple of years ago, you talked about Gordon Ramsay and kind of that meme chef demeanor.
Yes.
And the James Beard Foundation has really taken an effort to make sure that the people they're honoring are pulling the industry away from that. And so part of the way to do that is making sure that the people they honor are really involved in their community. They're doing things beyond just being a talented chef. And so the nominees that we've had recognized in Charlotte this year totally embody that. Chef Kyle from Community Matters, Chef Sam from Your Farm's Your Table, Restaurant Constance. They both do a lot of hard work in the community to help make Charlotte a better place for people battling addiction and trying to find a better place for themselves and in the industry. As everybody knows, the restaurant industry is difficult for people battling drug addiction and alcoholism, and so both of those chefs are really rocks for people in Charlotte that need that support. And then Colleen Hughes as well. She's mixologist at Summerland, but also the rest of their restaurants, and she's a big member of the U.S. Bartenders Guild, so she puts in a lot of effort in the bartending community as well. So it's really cool that we have so many nominees or semi-finalists this year, because it just shows that people in Charlotte, and there are chefs here that not only are really talented at their craft, but also are doing so much for the community they're part of.
Look, I love that because I'm a big believer in reach one, teach one. And you talk about Chef Kyle, you talk about Chef Sam. They've reached a level of very, very impressive culinary arts, and now they can turn around and teach one and help other people that are in need. So that is a huge, massive, massive shout out.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to course number 2, something pretty cool happening in April.
Yes, the Charlotte Streets Festival is back this year, and it's part of Charlotte Shout. It's the main food event during Charlotte Shout this April, and we have several events coming up. April 4th is Uncorked, so it's a North Carolina wine event, and people tend to have thoughts about North Carolina wine, but we do have some experts that help us pick really great wines from throughout the state. You can come to Johnson & Wales and taste them, and it's a really just cool event, as well as pairing it with regional cuisines in North Carolina. So there's an educational piece both on the food and the wine. And then the Streets Tasting Tour is our signature event. We have 20 restaurants. You can taste them all. They each represent different neighborhoods of Charlotte, so we kind of group them together so you get a feel of Noda, Plaza Midwood, Uptown, and you can sample the food, kind of go from neighborhood to neighborhood, craft cocktails from local bartenders. It's a really great event, live music. And then Sunday we have our big free festival. This is April 12th and 13th. And the 13th, we have a celebrity chef guest who we will announce soon, and just all kinds of food artisan vendors and cooking demos. We have our neighborhood cook-off, so competitions between chefs. It's just a really fun day.
Look, when I moved here to Charlotte, I had no idea about the Carolina wines, but it is a very, very big scene, and to be able to pair that together is super important. All right, I have about 60 seconds left. Tell me what's happening at Flight in Elizabeth, because it's something special.
Yeah, so Flight is a wine bar in Elizabeth, and it was opened by 2 people in the medical field. So sometimes when you hear that, you're like, ooh, I don't know, like, you know, they don't know hospitality, but they did something really smart in bringing in Chef Clayton Sanders, who's opened several restaurants, and the food is fantastic, the drinks are fantastic, the hospitality is great, but they have this Italian pizza oven that gets up to 900 degrees, and it just, those pizzas, they come out and they've got like a little bit of that charb, they're still kind of doughy on the inside, and they're phenomenal. So definitely recommend going there, get a pizza, some wine, and they have a great cocktail program there as well, so cocktail too if you're feeling that way.
Listen, I've been to it a couple of times. It is a great time, and we just showed a photo of one of those pizzas with the mushrooms and the chard, and it is exactly what we need. Kristen, we always love when you come on the show and tell everybody about what's going on in the community. Thanks for stopping by.